welcome to Spilling the Reality with Trisha and Kiley, where we have all of the latest updates on everything happening in the Big Brother house. Everything from the live feeds, who's won HOH, who are the targets. We're going to be talking about all of that today, spilling all of the tea from everything that we saw in the feeds to everything we saw in the episode, which was a little fishy, no pun intended. We have a lot to talk about today. We are going to be catching your comments as we're live today. So if you're watching live with us, be sure to comment. You know the drill. Drop us your takes on everything that happened on the episode, everything happening with Nicole Franzel, Memphis, your favorites. Drop us a comment on your thoughts. So my hair is done on purpose today. I was inspired by the Nicole Franzel with my cat ear, face buns. I don't know what you want to call these, but yeah.
Two big blobs.
Who wore it better?
Raven.
Raven.
I choose C.
D, all of the above. All right. So let's talk about the episode. So we talked about it a little bit last night with Russell. We got a little sidetracked with OnlyFans. So let's just keep it to the core today. Let's talk about what happened on the episode last night for our viewers.
Yeah, so super
disappointed.
Super head scratching there because I don't exactly understand what they're trying to pull on us. And I mean, all of those rumors that were going on in the preseason about how Nicole got Derek and Dan kicked off the show because she was mad, like, y'all, I'm starting to think maybe Nicole Franzel does have some pull with CBS, because what was that edit?
What was that edit, y'all? So if y'all been keeping up with our show, then you know dang well that homegirl had every intention of voting out Ian.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything she was sad about. I'm so confused. And if you are on any kind of social media, then you also know that they have, the internet has put together this clip of Nicole's plotting before she was all like, okay, guys, like, tell me how to act. Tell me how to act when I vote someone out.
I got to know how to act sad.
Yes, there's a whole clip on it. We'll put it on our Instagram and Twitter.
And yeah, she's, like, trying to, like, practice her speech of what she's going to say in the DR. And, she's telling, I think she's talking to Danny, and she's saying, I need to say, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in 3 seasons. Wah.
And boy, does she.
This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
And then, this clip that's on Twitter shows her taking the dramatic pause at the door and composing herself. But y'all, right before the feeds cut for the live show yesterday, Nicole was talking about how I've got to make myself cry, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So, no. No to this edit.
Yeah, I feel bad for the people who are not keeping up with the feeds, to be honest, because Nicole is really getting like you said last night on our show with Russell, it's like she's getting a winner's edit, but like they don't know who's going to win. So It's like, what's going on here? Like, what's the purpose of this?
It could make sense in hindsight if there was already a winner. Like, okay, Nicole's got to be winning, but obviously this is a live show and it's changing every week. So I'm just, and we were talking about before we came on the air, what percentage of people keep up with spoilers of the Big B fandom? And
I feel like it's a small percentage because CBS has to know. Like, CBS has to know, which is why they're doing what they're doing. I don't think CBS, if there was a huge live feed following, that they would do this because they would know. Like,
these people aren't going to believe this, so why are we even going to do it? But I'm still, even if there's not a large percentage that keep up with spoilers, I'm just so confused as to why they went through with this edit and then have Nicole be the deciding vote to evict Ian. I mean, what was the purpose of the previous 30 minutes that they showed?
Yeah, I have zero clue. I do like this comment from Ed that says, "Get rid of Nicole and bring back the adorable Fruit Loop dingus." And me and Kylie have said many times that we liked Nicole prior to this season. And
it's gotten progressively worse every time.
Yes, and it's like we're at next level, like snake Cole here.
Yeah, Nicole cried a lot, but strangely no tears. She whined a lot, let's say. So,
but she was in the mirror, like.
Yeah. Super curious as to what she was doing.
Yeah.
And why they decided to give that to her. But
so if she doesn't get an Emmy for her, we thought Davon was doing a great job. David's tears were great. But if Nicole doesn't get an Emmy for this, who is even her competition at this point?
Right.
Because that was some fake stuff.
Yeah. Just curious. I don't understand. Anyways, but let's move on to Ian. So, could Ian be any more classy?
He absolutely not. He was so cute in his little dapper vest and sleeves and pants and he was looking so cute. Obviously inspired by BB20, Kevin, BB19 Kevin. I'm gonna get all of this right one day. BB19 Kevin, he was looking so cute and he was so classy when he talked to Julie because he knows these people stabbed him in the back and he was like, they did what they had to do.
Yeah. No. And I mean, even when he was leaving, he's like, good game, it's okay. And I mean, just super classy. I mean, I feel like you should either go out in like a blaze of fury or you should go out really classy. And I mean, it's always great television if they choose to go out in a ball of fury, but it just makes you love Ian even more.
Yeah. I mean, we always love the people who get up and walk out and the big Meeches, the Christines, the people that get up.
The cornbread, the cornbread from over the top and give them the finger as you leave the door. But that was not what Ian did. So,
yeah,
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, Ian was on a very huge path of fury prior to being evicted. So I think he got it all out of his system and he was like, you know what? I really did everything he could, which he did do everything he could. The only thing he did wrong was trust Nicole a little too much. And Kevin tried to warn him and he didn't listen. And that was his only flaw, but he really had no reason to trust Kevin.
Right. I just feel like now this target on Nicole is going to grow because she is the only winner left in the house. So I think that this was a mistake on her part. As much as we don't want to admit it, I don't feel like Nicole has really made any wrong game moves up to this point, except that I feel like this one is going to come back and bite her in the butt. I see a really, really hard path for a woman winner. And Nicole really messed up here.
Yeah, she definitely messed up. We talked about on the episode last night, and I mistakenly said there was 9 people left. There's actually 10, but it would have been 5-5 with a tie if she would have kept Ian in the house. And she could have. No, well, I mean, I'm saying like alliance versus alliance, like not.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, yeah, so like not including HOH or Right. So it would be 5-5 versus the committee. I think she could pull Danny in, so that would be 6
then it would be
against 6-4. The committee. Yeah.
Except obviously they've got the numbers, so I mean they've got the competition win, so it's hard to fault them with sticking with the plan. So I don't know, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
So really disappointing when Ian gets out of the house and Julie just can't help it, y'all. She had to throw in, hey, here's the committee. They got you out. It was Memphis. He was in control. And, they had to slip it in there in Tyler's goodbye message, make sure Ian knew. But Ian all along had been saying, like, if there's a bigger plan here and something going as to why I'm the one that's being evicted, I'm okay with that. I just don't like the thought of these inferior players just outlasting me by default. And so I think that he's actually going to be able to handle his eviction a little bit better, knowing that there was a 6-person alliance. So.
Yeah, and Ian talked about being a bitter jury member, and I don't think he'll be a bitter juror either. I think he will, truly. Obviously, he's a first jury member. Obviously, there's no buyback at this time. So I think Ian's going to handle being. I don't know if he'll handle being by himself, but maybe he'll enjoy that time by himself for a week.
Right.
And I think he will not be a bitter jury member as he promised the House.
Yeah, I don't think he will either. So let's talk about the twist. What will it be? Who is the legendary BB Brother player moving in to the neighbor's house?
That's Noisy, right? Didn't she say it's
a noisy neighbor? So it's we do have to shout out our girl Kat Dunn because she threw the theory out there into the Twitterverse that the jury house is actually going to be the neighbor's house. So they're saying that maybe Ian is the one that's going to be moving in. What do you think about that as a theory?
I don't think Ian's very loud, but I do think Isaac the dinosaur is very loud. So I support this theory. I think that it could be Isaac and he could be roaring at them all day. My personal theory is that every single person that was a wall yeller is being put into the house next door. And this is CBS's ploy of how to get rid of the wall yellers. And they beefed up their security. That hasn't helped. So you know what we're going to do next? We're going to get all of these wall yellers and all of their megaphones and put them in one house in one area. And they're just going to yell all day long. And that prevents other wall yellers. It's also super annoying. Yeah, that's my theory.
So, in reality, who do we think is going to be moving in?
Some of the Twitter theories are Zingbot.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That is a loud Big Brother legend.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that one thrown out there. Zingbot is typically a
Wednesday nighter.
Yeah. So that would throw it up, but they've done some different things this season. So it may not be Zingbot coming in for the veto. It may be Zingbot hosting the HOH comp. So that's a possibility. But yeah, there's some comments over here. Dead Pop says Dr. Will. That would be great, but I think they're probably not going to have Dr. Will doing it. I wonder if they are going to have any contact with the Houseguests, or is it just completely separate, going to be yelling across the fence at them because of COVID?
It could also have to do. I mean, they said it's a twist, so I don't know. That's what kind of confuses me. I'm like, maybe it has to do with a comp because, we've had the grandma come in and yell stuff, and they had to remember what they were wearing.
I feel like it could be grandma. He plays all of those funny roles, and he's kind of a loud BB legend. So, where we're thinking it could be a former player, maybe it's going to be him.
Skywiz says that she wants Rachel Riley.
Yeah, that would obviously be a great choice. I don't know if it will be Rachel since she's pretty pregnant. But
maybe she goes into labor on Thursday.
Yeah, it could be the guy that played Granny. Yeah, that's who we're talking about. The guy that played Granny, and he's the one that yelled at Rachel Swindler, and the one that was yelling at Jack last year. He plays all of those same parts. He's the one that did all 4 of the roles in the Zoom call competition. So they like to use him. Maybe it'll be him.
What if it's Victor? He's played multiple times, and I'm sure he has some things to say to Nicole Franzel.
Nicole, stop talking. We're losing all of our sponsors.
Yes. I mean, I'm putting it out there. I'm just the messenger, y'all.
Yeah. There's lots of fun possibilities. So we'll find that out Thursday.
You didn't say your theory.
What, that it's Mr. Spectacular?
Yeah, you never said it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I just can't help but feel like they always choose Mr. Spectacular, and he fits the role. He's a baby legend. He's loud. And they like to bring him back into the house all the time. So, bust out some poses. It'll just be interesting to see who it is.
Yeah.
But we have to wait till Thursday.
And Yeah, I'm just so curious. I'm not only curious of
And
who the
like, what's
neighbor
the
is,
twist
but
gonna be?
yeah, like what's the twist? Like what is this? What does this loud neighbor have to do with the twist? I'm so confused, Julie. I need
Yeah.
answers. Me and Kylie don't deal well with not knowing. Obviously, that's why we do a spoiler show. So, okay. Someone just get that like a diff. That's a diff, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I will get that. It's so weird.
Okay. All right.
Especially with your hairballs.
Hairballs. That sounds gross. The cat just threw up on my head. Okay. All right. So we have some, we talked a little bit last night on our show with Russell that Danny didn't use her power. And so this upcoming week is the final week for powers to be used. So, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to see either power get used. Danny obviously set out of the HOH comp, so whoever wins this HOH is who she would be able to let them play again, and I don't see her using it for somebody else. And then we have Christmas's power to block a renomination, and as we get into who the HOH is, I don't see that there's going to be any reason for Christmas to use her power either. So, except for David's, I think these are going to be a flop.
Boring.
Boring. If only Danny would have used hers, it would have at least made things a little bit interesting. So,
I just don't know why she didn't. Like, I'm like, what am I missing? Like, why didn't she do it?
right. Her HOH reign was so ridiculous. So,
Dallas says she might not want any more blood on her hands. That's fine, but I mean, she already put up half the house. There's not much more for her to do. I mean,
yeah.
she ain't gonna hurt herself anymore.
J-Lo. Hey, J-Lo.
The Jennifer Lopez is in our chat, y'all.
Y'all, it is the J-Lo. And J-Lo says, is Nicole really losing sponsors? And yes, we've talked about it many times. She has lost at least 2 sponsors. She had one with Olay, the skincare line, and then she's also lost her sponsorship with a winery that was going to be supplying stuff for their wedding. So,
Yeah, the damage is done, which is why I think Victor will be the neighbor because CBS loves Nicole. They're going to want to help her.
yeah.
So they'll get Victor over there to be like, shut up, Nicole.
Please
talking.
stop.
Our wedding is going to cost so much money.
We're going to have to charge everybody $10,000.
We're no longer getting married.
Okay. So, anyways, let's move into the good stuff. Who won the HOH? We made some predictions last night on our show with Russell. And if y'all did not catch that, go back into the feed. You can find us on.
You don't got to because Kylie was right. That's the only reason she wants y'all to go back. Is just
I just want to put this on the record that not only did I predict Danny correctly last week, but I predicted this HOH correctly too. And I told y'all what it looked like whenever the show ended, that there were 2 people that were ahead of the others. It was definitely looking like this was going to go to Tyler or Memphis. Trisha chose Tyler. I chose Memphis. And your HOH winner is Memphis. I'm so excited. This is so great. This is exactly what we needed in this season of Big Brother. Another Memphis HOH.
If y'all aren't picking up on Kylie's sarcasm right now, she is lying. Kylie is lying. This is absolutely not what we needed. Especially after the controversy of earlier this week. I keep forgetting today's Friday. Yeah. This poor Memphis. I mean, maybe not poor Memphis. He's about to be drug on Twitter.
Let's back it up a little bit. Yesterday we had Russell on during our show, and we talked about the clip of Memphis possibly using a racial slur, and CBS released a statement saying that they had their high-tech equipment and they were able to break it down and listen to it, and Memphis did not say a racial slur. So There you go, y'all. He didn't say it. Take
Yeah.
it for what it is.
Now people on Twitter are saying CBS just said he didn't complete the word, but not that he didn't intend to say the word. So
right.
I don't know.
And they said that they have zero tolerance for anybody that utters racial slurs. I'm like, really? Y'all do? Because BB21 says, BB21 says you lying. Because
that started this year. It wasn't a zero tolerance policy in the past. So
yeah.
Anyway, so Twitter will probably continue to drag Memphis because he is the HOH winner. So it's absolutely, we saw so many tweets last night pouring in saying things like, does CBS hate us? What is CBS doing? We saw this tweet. We can go ahead and do our tweet of the day. It comes from the father of one of the house guests, the famous father. He was also predicted to be maybe the neighbor.
That would be amazing, y'all. If I could pick one person to be the neighbor, it would absolutely be Evil Dick. I mean, nobody could do a better job of shaking it up. And so last night we get this tweet from Evil Dick at Evil Dick. I'm hoping an earthquake opens the earth and swallows the Big Brother house and ends the season.
Yes.
We can all get on board with this. Just cancel.
Except for keep Day. I hope she makes it out. But maybe Kevin David too. I hope they make it out. But everyone else, bye. Out. Bye. Over it.
Yeah. So that's your tweet of the day. But yeah, guys, so you can expect more of the same with another Memphis HOH. He does have a little bit of game talk last night, just a little because it was late. At 10,
How much game talk?
This much. At 10:50 Big Brother time, somebody asked him, "Hey, are you going to have talks tonight?" And he's like, "No, I'm pretty tired. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow." Shut it down.
He's tired.
So Grandpa Memphis shut it down. No game talk really from him last night. Of course, we got lots of game talk from all the young people that were staying up and playing Big Brother. But the HOH, no, he was asleep. So
yeah. So before we get to targets, we did get to see who the have-nots were this week. They are Christmas and Cody, chosen by David and Davon.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Do we know the third have-not?
There's only two.
Yep, because Ian was the other one. Yeah. So those are the only two have-nots, y'all. And of course, all the good stuff happens when the feeds are down, and apparently there is some drama with the have-not selection. And especially Christmas is pissed that Davon chose her as a have-not.
Paul pissed, like pissed. She's pissed.
Pissed.
With a capital P. Angry.
Yeah. A capital P. Pissed. All caps. Apparently she...
I think you should go in the HOH room.
No, absolutely not. I live here too.
I just had to do it.
So apparently she's just thinking that Davon is hanging on to this grudge from last week, and that is the only reason she selected her to be a have-not. And, just how dare her. Once again.
The mentality of the people in this house is very much how dare her. Like at everything they do. How dare her! How dare her use her veto to say someone that she Davon obviously is like. How dare her win that veto?
How dare you name somebody a have-not? Like, you should have just made yourself a have-not again.
Duh. You're not in a big alliance.
We don't deserve to be have-nots. We're playing Big Brother, and you're not.
Yeah, we're superior to you. Duh.
So
we can't make this up. We're joking right now, but this really happened.
Yeah, we'll get to see this in Sunday night's episode. But yeah, apparently there's a little blow up. Convictmas.
This is my favorite. I haven't seen this thing for Christmas yet, and there's a whole thread last night on names for Christmas. and it was so good.
That's a good one. I personally decided that I like Chris Misdemeanor.
That's a good
That
one.
was my new favorite.
We saw Toyotathon last night.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot
Thanksgiving,
of good names.
Halloween,
Yeah.
the day after Halloween.
Yeah. But Convictmas, I kind of can get behind this one. Good one, Nolan.
I also like your logo or your little Yoshi, your little
Your
obese
fat
Yoshi there. So cute.
Oh
All right.
gosh. So yeah, we'll see this play out Sunday. The drama. Apparently Cody also gets pissed at David for choosing him, but they must
How
hug it
dare
out.
he?
How dare he? Why didn't y'all choose Kevin?
Has
Okay.
Cody been a have not yet?
I think everyone has been a have not once. And I think some of them are starting on their second time as a have not. So, but no one has been a have not 3 times. So, I mean, there's not very many people to choose from. Okay. There's 10 people left in the house. You 2 are have nots. 1 person is the HOH. So there's 7 people to choose from. And they're not going to choose Kevin because Kevin is the only one that did not just backstab them and vote Ian out. So there's only 6. Like, the odds weren't that great, yo.
Yeah. So, anyways,
We'll see this on Sunday.
We'll see what CBS shows us on that. They have been showing us the have not picks, so I've been kind of happy about that. I like how they've done it this year. So we'll see. We'll see if we get to see the drama.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen like 3 things that have been dramatic this whole season, and 2 of them happened during the have not ceremony. That was the feeds down. So, for context, has anyone
been pissed before for being a have not? Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well,
yeah.
They weren't like pissed like in an argument, but like, we saw, for example, Danny make Bay a have not, and she just kind of was like, because there was like a whole, there was a whole theory behind this because Janelle was also a have not, and that was when Nicole made her a have not, and she made that whole comment about gonna pick the one person.
Don't miss.
Yeah, and so anyways, people have definitely been pissed, I think, especially in other seasons where they've been have nots like back to back because that's been possible.
But I really like this way that they're doing it because it is creating a little bit of drama in a very bland season. So
right. But I don't think anyone's gotten like in a hissy about it. Like, I don't know, these people are just hangry. They're mad.
Yeah. So
anyways,
let's talk about
the targets. Okay, we can't
the committee's targets.
Okay, really quick, let's go back to Ed makes a comment. I thought folks are volunteering. You can volunteer, but
I don't think anybody volunteered. So they had to pick somebody. And, if you just want to name somebody, then you can name them. So, I mean, what does Davon owe Christmas? Nothing.
Right.
So, why wouldn't Davon pick her?
The other side made David and Davon the have-nots and Ian.
Well, no, they were the have-nots because they fell out of the comp first.
Oh, that's right. Right.
But, it's their choice if they want to get people to volunteer or if they just want to name somebody. So, too bad for y'all.
Get mad.
Yeah. So the committee's targets, as we said, we don't get a whole lot of talk from Memphis because Grandpa went to bed, but we do get other people in the committee talking, and obviously they're going to be targeting the 3 people that are not in the alliance this week: Day, David, Kevin. And there's lots of different opinions on who should actually be the target. So what did they think?
So Cody is having a conversation with Danny, and he talks about how he does not want David to be the target this week. He just thinks that would be a waste. And he wants him to go after Davon.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, and so he's pushing this, like, why waste it on David? And I mean, honestly, Cody's right. I mean, eventually David does have to go, but whenever there's still possibilities, why go for the weakest of the three? But
Yeah,
it
I mean,
does
there's
seem,
zero reason to go after David. His power was used, and everyone knows it, so they know he doesn't have a power. There's no reason to go after him there. He isn't good at competitions, even though he got second in the veto comp, and Enzo really pumped his tires on that one.
and he's
Not
not good at the game,
he's
at game talk.
187 IQ and
He's just hanging out.
0 in the Big Brother house. But I
Yeah.
hope he wins HOH next week.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. But the little bit of game talk that we do get from Memphis, it does sound like he is definitely going to be targeting David. It's just whether or not the committee decides to go through with that. So we will get nominations today, and it's just a matter of who's going up next to David, if it's going to be Day or if it's going to be Kevin. So
Yeah. Well, okay, so we get a little bit of talk, from Memphis and Christmas, and where Memphis does kind of say who his targets are or not. He says he doesn't want to go after Day. He says Day is the least threatening of that group because she hasn't won any comps. So we'll probably see David and Kevin go up if Memphis sticks with this trend.
Yeah. But whenever Memphis and Christmas are talking, he's like, hey, Davon's not going to win any competitions. And Christmas is like, well, I mean, look at what she did this past week. And I mean, Christmas is probably just bringing over this.
She's salty. She's salty.
She's a little salty still from the have-nots. So she's like, we better get this girl out.
Yeah. So she's bringing that up. So she's all worried about the trouble she's caused in the house. She used her veto on Kevin. How dare her? How dare her use that veto? I know. I can't take myself seriously. I'm going to have to cover my face up over here so that I don't see my buns rocking back and forth. Yeah. Anyways, so Christmas is trying to throw Davon under the bus. Memphis is like, that's kind of dumb. I don't think I should put her on the block, but we'll see what happens today because there was very little game talk last night after the HOH was won. So anyway, want to move on to the man with the plan?
Yes, let's talk about old David, y'all. He's got a plan.
He has a plan. So David talks to Cody.
Yeah, and as we said, Cody, it does not want David to go out this week because he doesn't think David's a threat. So Cody's coaching him a little bit, like, hey, this is what you need to do so that you do not get evicted this week. You need to play up this tumultuous relationship with Memphis. And then folks aren't going to want to send you out because they're going to think you're going for Memphis. So you need to play this up.
And what does David say back? He's like, you know what, though, Cody? You know what? I would
rather be up there because he better not backdoor me. I know it. I know that's what he's probably going to try to do. And I don't want that. I want the opportunity to play for the veto, yes. I mean, wouldn't you want to have the opportunity to play the veto? But why on earth does this man think that he is going to be backdoored? Why?
Well, he does have 187 IQ, so he does think of himself very highly, maybe inside and outside of this game. I don't know. Outside of the game, maybe, like 100%. He seems like a cool dude. Inside this game, from a game level, there is zero reason to backdoor this guy.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's his plan, though. No, I'm not going to play that up. I'm going to make sure he's putting me on the block so that I don't get backdoored.
Right.
So
I don't know if he knows even what backdooring is at this point, but whatever that word is, he's heard it used in sentences, and he doesn't want to go up.
Yeah.
So
confusing, y'all.
We're lost.
We're lost. So that's the plan. As expected, you can 100% we're going to see David and then either Kevin or Day up on the block next to him. One of them will be the target. They'll play the veto. Whichever one is left on the block. Best case scenario, if one of them does get to come down, like let's say he nominates David and Kevin, and Davon wins the veto again and takes Kevin down again. They're not going to vote out whatever committee member goes up there. So we will be losing one of David, Kevin, or Dade this week. Just,
Yeah.
we're going to be telling y'all the same thing for the next 6 days.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty boring on the feed this week, other than the drama, because these people going up and they're all crazy.
Yeah. And way back at the beginning, Ed said something about how I didn't think Memphis wanted this HOH. And then he said that this may be one of the last ones where you don't really get blood on your hands. And that's exactly right. After this week, they're going to have to start turning on each other a little bit. And so, their numbers are dwindling so much. This is what they've worked for. I mean, this is the most dominant alliance that doesn't have their shit together that has ever existed. They don't like each other. They don't trust each other. They don't talk to each other, but they win all of the competitions. So
I saw another comment about David might be the only person that Memphis can win against. Let's talk about that for a second, because that's an interesting take.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a possibility we can see Memphis win, just depending on who he's sitting next to and what moves happen as they go down. I mean, taking all personal things out, Memphis has played a pretty flawless game. I mean, he's not
he is
the
organizer of this alliance.
He's the organizer of the committee, but he's not necessarily driving the decisions, but he's had enough comp wins that he is controlling a little bit of what happens. So, I think Memphis is a contender.
Yeah. If Memphis can talk good at the end, he definitely has a chance of winning, because from a game perspective only, he has organized this alliance from the jump, put them together. They don't talk to each other, which is the craziest thing ever. And they are absolute organized chaos, but it works. Memphis is not anyone's target. He's had this back injury. Yeah, I mean, from a game perspective, he's in good with everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, when they're talking about cannibalizing each other, Memphis's name isn't really being thrown out there. Tyler's is, Danny's is, Nicole's, Christmas, but not really Memphis. So I don't know. We'll see what happens as it gets.
And he's in good with Enzo, who is not in the line. Like, he's literally telling these people when people so I don't know who was it last week, like Cody, and he was like, we should bring Enzo in, and he's like, oh, not yet.
Yeah, and we've seen him. No, it's with Christmas. He's got this plan to make some final 3 deals with Enzo and Christmas, and maybe Enzo and Cody. And so, I mean, Memphis is playing the game when he's away.
He's playing the game. If David, I would be very shocked if the House votes for David to win if he's at the end. But I mean, second place is still a money prize, so I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. Honestly, I think just about everybody from the committee probably has a chance at winning.
Sadly.
Depending on who they're sitting there with. Somebody made the comment that Enzo is running the game. Let's talk about Enzo. I don't know where that comment went. Meow is running the game, yo. That's it. So, Mel, I don't think that Enzo is necessarily running the game. I think 100% Cody is running the game, but Enzo is playing a dang good one. So,
I don't think Enzo is running the game, but I do think he's running his best game as an individual contributor. There isn't anything he could do better or worse. Like, he is absolutely, or there's things he could do worse, but there's nothing he could do better at this point, in my opinion.
Right.
He's staying low on the radar. He's not winning comps. I mean, recently where he's not winning when he doesn't need to. Like he's doing good. Like he's doing really good.
Yeah. And he's not even in the committee, but the committee was making sure that he was protected last week. So props to Enzo because he's playing a really good game.
Yeah, Enzo's playing a great game. I'm gonna go look at Twitter and see what's going on out in the Twitterverse. See what people are talking about.
So Dawn has a question. She says, why are the people on the outs not considered good players? They're forced to fight harder than the others just to stay. I mean, I personally would respect, if Davon somehow manages to get to the end, I don't know how you don't vote for her to win. I just think there's such a narrow path forward for any of the three that aren't in with the bigger group. And I just have a really, really hard time seeing it happen. So.
Yeah.
What? Yep.
I hope Davon wins. I've already talked about that.
I'm not even getting my hopes up anymore. I just hope it gets interesting. I mean, it's been pretty boring to this point, but I'm just hoping that once it gets down and they have no choice but to turn on each other, that some feelings get hurt and some fights happen. I don't want it to be kumbaya to finale night. As long as they make it interesting and they put us through hell for 8 weeks, at least if the end gameplay comes down and it's interesting, maybe it'll be okay. That's me being optimistic.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Sweet of you.
Yep, that's all I can do, guys. Let's see.
Any comments over here? Y'all got any questions, comments? We will pop those up now before we end our show. Yes, David's IQ is supposedly higher than Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
That's the word.
That's the word on the street. Done. Nicole said on the live feed that her mama told her not to cross Davon, so we know she doesn't listen to her mama. That's funny. All right. Ed asked, what is the committee totem pole? So let's talk about that.
All right.
This week,
Memphis?
we lose Christmas. Not Christmas. That would be great. We lose Day, Kevin, or David. I forgot his name, y'all. Day, Kevin, or David. So we're left with the committee 6, Enzo, and then the 2 outsiders. Those 2 outsiders, I think we can see one of them, whichever one is left. I think we can see them getting up into like the top 5.
Of the committee?
I'm saying of everybody, because I think at that point you've got to strike first. Whoever strikes first from the committee, once it's down to 7 or 8 people, is going to have a head start. Agreed?
I 100% agree. That if okay, so they've all promised each other, we will not go after each other until final 6.
Yeah.
But any one of them would be stupid to actually do that.
Yeah, so and I think the only 2 that would stick to that are Memphis and Christmas. They are hardcore, the committee to final followers. 6. But Tyler, Danny, they can see the big picture of, oh no, we got to go after each other. So it's coming. Winter is coming.
Okay, so let's just talk about the committee. All right. So last place of the committee. So we got 6 people in this alliance. Who's last place?
I mean, I really think it depends on who you talk to. Maybe Danny.
I'm going to say Danny.
Yeah.
Because her name has come out a lot.
Yeah. Nicole was upset with Danny this past week. I think her and Cody kind of have a love-hate relationship sometimes. Obviously, we've seen Tyler target her. So I think Danny could be at the bottom.
Okay, we're going to put Danny. I'm putting this in the comments, y'all. All right. 6th place is Danny. 5th place is a no-brainer, goes to Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole. All right. 5th place goes to Nicole, who's 4th place. So we have Cody. I'll just do Cody, Tyler, Memphis, and Christmas left.
I'm going to probably say Christmas because I think the bros are going to stick together.
All right. I'm going to agree with that. The bros over hoes, they're sticking together. That is not, I'm not, y'all don't take that clip and say I'm calling people hoes. I'm just saying this statement. Okay. 4th place goes to our girl, Convict Miss. Okay. 3rd place. So we've got Enzo.
Memphis, not Enzo. Memphis, Enzo's not even in the committee.
Memphis, Cody, and Tyler.
By Memphis.
Do you think Memphis is at the bottom?
Of the 3, yeah.
I disagree.
You think Tyler's 3rd?
Yes, I think Tyler.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up.
Melton, y'all are some country. I know. We can't help it. These accents, they get real strong, and the faster we talk, the longer our vowels are. Y'all so
country. We can't help it.
Okay.
And we do say y'all.
We do.
A lot.
And our vowels are really long. We're sorry. Okay. So, vowels. Okay. Tyler, Cody, and Memphis. You think Memphis is 3rd? I think Tyler is 3rd.
Well, look at the 2 people that are left.
Okay. Cody and but so I'm saying
Cody. I think Cody takes. I don't know.
Cody. I'm gonna go. I think Memphis is the head. He's number 1 for me. Like I think Memphis is running this whole. They all listen to him.
Cody is the top. Cody's got the most connections in the committee.
He does Cody's in the house. I'm saying, but just in the committee. I'm saying,
but in the committee, Cody's got Danny, Nicole, and Memphis and Tyler. Like the only one Cody's not in super close with is Christmas. Cody's absolutely running the committee.
Everything that Memphis says, they do. Like Memphis is like, you jump, they jump. Memphis is like, don't talk to each other. We're not doing this as a group.
Okay, Julie Chin Moonves. Memphis is not running this.
He's not running the whole house. I think Cody is doing a better job at running the house, but who is the head of the committee as an organization? Memphis. Sorry.
I think it's Cody. What do y'all think? What is your opinions?
Y'all drop us some comments. All
Memphis
right, so
or Cody?
Let me drop it in the comments. Okay, Tyler, we're saying number 3, 3rd place committee is Tyler or Memphis. Tyler is per Trisha.
Well, no, I'm fine with saying let's put Tyler in 3rd because ultimately I say Cody's running the committee. You say Memphis is running the committee. So put Tyler in 3rd. So who is 2nd place in the committee hierarchy? Because I think Cody's.
Cody and you say Memphis.
Yeah, well, I say Cody's got 4 really strong connections in the committee. So I think Cody is running the committee. You think Memphis is running the committee. Memphis only has 1 really strong connection, and that's with Christmas.
No, but he's literally told all of these people what to effing do, and they are freaking doing it.
So you think Memphis will be the last one to be turned on in this group?
Honestly, yes, because they have no reason not to at this point. Like, yeah, he's won 2 HOHs, but he's old. He goes to bed early. I don't think they see Memphis as a threat at all.
Yeah.
It's a flaw. I think it's a flaw of their game because if he gets it in, I think he could definitely win, but whatever.
Yeah.
Memphis, Kiley. I'm putting this out there, y'all. 1st place, head of committee is Memphis per Trisha and Cody per Kiley. So we need y'all to sound off in the comments. Tell us what you think.
what we can agree on is Memphis and Cody are both sitting pretty.
They're sitting pretty, and Enzo. And
And Enzo, who's not even in the damn alliance.
he's not even in the alliance, and he's doing great. Like,
Yeah.
he's like barely in an alliance at all, honestly.
Yeah. He's just good with everybody.
Yeah, everyone's just like, we're just gonna
Yep.
keep him.
We're going to just keep Enzo. So,
That was my Morse code, by the way. I was okay. Anyways, I can never do this hairstyle again. If I was in the house, I would not be able to have this hairstyle because I would see myself in the mirror and be like, "Who's that? Who's that?
Who is this? Who is this?" Okay.
Oh, like a damn cat.
Mel does say that it's like the Hitman, Memphis over Cody. Hot take. He agrees with you. It is a hot take.
Why is it a hot take if they agree with me?
Because you're wrong.
I'm about to kick you out of here. It's going to be my show.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Ed says get out of here. Ed, before we get there, Enzo says is Enzo ahead of the committee? Enzo
probably comes in like third, and he's not even in the committee.
Like, they don't even have to consider him. Like, whenever they're like, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, they're going to take Enzo probably over their own committee members. That's really where it's going to get interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this one. We get down to finale night, and it is Cody and Memphis sitting there.
Mm.
Who's winning?
That's a good one. That is a good one. First of all, for me, it's going to depend on who took who. I think if Cody makes the mistake of taking Memphis, like he made the mistake of taking Derek, Cody doesn't deserve to win. It depends on who's the top three for me and what happens there. So it does depend on that. But okay. But
we don't know the specifics. They're there in the final two chairs.
They're there. Like everyone else left the house, and these are just the final two. All right. Okay. I think that Cody does deserve to win more at this point because he has had such a social game with every single person in the house, even outside of the committee.
Yeah. Agreed.
We agree? Yeah, we agree. So. That's a tough one, though. Memphis has played a really good game up to this point, and Cody hasn't won an HOH yet. Has Cody won anything?
Yeah, Cody won the very first HOH, and is what got us all into this shit show. So,
yeah, I forgot. We're on week 7 of Cody's HOH right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, any other comments, y'all?
But Cody will chop his head off one chance.
Yeah.
I think you mean the head of the alliance, but not like Christmas chopping heads off. In final two jury, okay. 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 I think Memphis will hang himself with the jury if he testifies.
In final two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
get onto that.
But I don't think that Cody necessarily speaks very well either, but I think Cody's just more likable. So.
Right. Yeah. Cody's like a real actor, like he's on movies and stuff.
Oh, he is a real actor. If y'all have not seen Cody's little film on Netflix, hold on. Let me tell y'all the title because I have not watched the whole film. I just watched a small little clip, y'all. And everybody needs to be turning to Cody for acting lessons because you want to talk about an Emmy winner.
An Emmy winner.
Let me tell y'all the name of it so you can go check it out for yourself. I definitely misspelled Cody's last name. It says Big Brother Cody has a cheesy TV show and you can watch it now. And it is called Little Cupid, and y'all, it's a love story. I think it may even be a Christmas love story.
It is. It's like Netflix
So
Christmas show.
put that on your list next to the Hallmark movies this December. Little Cupid with
Go
Cody
check it out.
Calafiore.
So where I
Let's
was
see.
going with that was not to plug him, but to just say that he has amazing acting skills, and he's come a long way since he was last on Big Brother. He's had some lessons, and we got to see a preview of that in the house whenever Nicole did her little zapper. And
Where'd they
where'd
go?
they go? That was so good. Like, I wish I had that clip. I wish I did. We got to get that one. I got to get that clip.
We
I
have
do?
that. Yes, because that was part of the tweet of the day.
We just need the end of it. We're gonna clip that just to do where'd they go?
Where'd they go?
I feel like I do that to my kids all the time. I'm like, where'd they go? Where's it at? Where'd they go?
Okay, let's see. I honestly think Tyler is going to go full force play mode now and turn everything around. He is going to work on Nicole and Danny being low on the committee and also scoop up Day. I mean, Dina, that would be really great. I mean, I don't like him scooping up Nicole, but if Day can get further in the game, I would be all for it. And I think that this would have been a possibility if Tyler would have won HOH. I think that he would have been the most interesting option. Memphis or Christmas winning HOH is the least interesting thing that could happen.
And CBS made it happen by giving us the dang hydrant puzzles, haunting of Caitlin Herman puzzle that we got last night.
Yeah.
It should have been something different.
Yeah.
Kim K says,
Dan.
I want to see Memphis in a costume more than anything. And I agree with this. Like, why do we get this? Why is Nicole F in all the costumes?
Right. Wouldn't it have been great to see Memphis in that cereal costume?
In the sloppies?
Yes, that would have been so funny.
Or if he would have been the one that was
let's also talk about, did Nicole's hands, could they not stick all the way out of the costume because she was always holding them like this?
I think she was trying to hold it.
Really...
I think she was like holding it off of her head.
Okay, because I'm like, that looks so uncomfortable.
That costume was the worst. Ed says like a hot dog or a hamburger.
That'd be great. Yeah, something just really ridiculous. So.
But anyway, we can definitely see how much power that Cody or Memphis have, because Nicole, Rat Cole, did not vote for Ian last night because of her loyalty to the committee. To the committee.
It wasn't Memphis. It wasn't Memphis telling her she couldn't vote for Ian.
Okay, but she was scared to go against the committee because they would come after her because Memphis put this alliance together. It wasn't just Cody. If Cody wasn't in this alliance, she would have still done it. It was just because of the numbers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Agree to disagree.
Will Danny leverage her power to Memphis? She could, and she should.
I don't think she will. She should.
Though.
Yeah, but I think she will keep it a secret. Take it to her grave. Except for the 4 people that already know about it.
Yeah, except for the 4 people that know about it. We'll talk about it this week. And obviously, if she makes it to the end, she'll definitely have to talk about it. But then she'll talk about how she didn't use it. And then anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Danny will use it, and I don't think she'll tell Memphis about it. So.
All right, guys, we are at the top of our hour of 1 o'clock, and it's been a long show. Thanks, everyone, for your comments today and interacting with us. It's been fun, as always. Today, we will get some game talk, and we'll find out, Memphis will make his noms today. So we'll get that today, and we'll bring that to you guys tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Don't forget to check us out.
No, we won't.
Tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We're not coming tomorrow at 12 o'clock. I forgot about this. So tomorrow we will actually be on a little bit earlier, like a lot earlier, and I'm not totally happy about it. We're going to be on at 8:30 Central Time tomorrow. So I'm really sorry for
AM.
anyone. Yeah, in
Yep.
the AM, in the morning. Okay. Yeah, so we'll be on early in the morning with the everything that happens today. So check us out. If you can't watch live with us tomorrow, no worries, because it will be posted on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. You'll get notifications when you subscribe. Liking and commenting just lets us know how we're doing. So don't forget to like, comment on the video after it's posted. Just looking at the comments really quick. Okay. All right. So we'll let y'all know. As long as the feeds are up, we'll have some info for you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to check us out in the morning. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at RealiTEA_TRHS, where we are posting all of the updates on there. Our full clips are posted on there as well. So if you're looking for a place to catch all of your spoilers on social media, here's where you can check us out. All right, guys. Anything else, Kylie?
Yep, that's it. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, bright and early. Bye, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.